In the past, I've talked about how elite screen setting can be one of the greatest enhancers for lead guard ball handlers because it creates so much space for these guys. And nobody in the league is better at setting screens than Steven Adams. Look at him stonewall defenders, just stop them right in their tracks. And he opened up so many driving lanes, so many pull-up opportunities for Ja Morant. There's a reason Morant's on and off numbers, his numbers when Adams was on the court were so much better than when he was off the court. And it's also the roll man stuff too, because Ja Morant, he garners so much attention when he's going to the rim. He's one of the best rim pressure guys in the league, draws so much gravity, and he has the passing versatility to capitalize on it, not only by spraying out the shooters on the perimeter, but he's a really nice interior passer. Look at that behind the back pass there. So you need a reliable roll man that can finish those looks. And Steven Adams was all that, right? But now he's gone. Memphis traded him back in January, and it's because they knew it was going to be very easy in this year's market to find a replacement, find a big that can screen, roll, rebound, and rim protect for an even better price. Look at it, Jared Allen and Walker Kessler are both rumored to be available for trade. Isaiah Hartenstein is out in free agency. And in this year's draft, you had Donovan Clingan and Zach Edey, who they ultimately took at number 9 in this year's draft. So they decided not even to wait for free agency, not even make a trade. Edey is their guy, and I want to talk about why it's not only a great fit, but I actually think Edey's a great value pick at number 9 here. I had him top 8 on my big board, so I'm kind of making a case for Edey, and not only as a prospect, but why he fits here with the Grizzlies. And I'll start with the screen setting stuff. Look at him just swallowing up this guard here. He's so big, he's willing to stick in with these screens, and he's very smart when setting them. He understands angles and all that jazz, how to reset screens, very nuanced with it, which is dangerous, very dangerous combined with his size. And he was underutilized as a roll man at Purdue, but here you're going to see some of his upside. He catches this thing, manages to hang on despite getting bumped as he makes this catch. He keeps the ball high, which he does a great job with, like when catching post-ups here on the roll. So defenders really can't poke the ball away. He's keeping it out of harm's way. It's why his turnover percentage is so low. And he manages through contact to finish this thing. Great touch. The strength is just super, super impressive. And he's going to the free throw line where he was very efficient, over 70%. And here's more of the screen setting stuff. This is why Ja Morant was also a much better three-point shooter when Steven Adams was on the court, because when he's setting screens akin to this, you get wide open pull-up opportunities. And look at Edey, he can just roll to the rim, just take the defender right with him. Wide open pull-up opportunity for his guard. The screen setting he's going to be one of the best screen setters in the league from day one. That's something that Ja Morant has really benefited from. It's something Desmond Bane has really benefited from. It is really like the primary reason, or one of the primary reasons, they're so much better when Steven Adams was on the court. And that's something Edey definitely checks off. But on top of that, it's like, what can he do as a roll man? I'll talk a little bit more about this. You obviously saw that first clip where he's great on the catch. He's keeping the ball high, and he's finishing through contact, catching through contact. Really good stuff. But here on the roll, Donovan Clingan, one of the best rim protectors in all of college basketball. Obviously, he's not in the ideal position to contest Edey here, but as a lob threat, despite not being crazy explosive vertically, Edey really doesn't have to be, because he is so big that he has such a large radius and can still finish above the rim. So the lob threat stuff, the catch radius, it is absolutely all there. And he can absolutely clean up on the glass too, which is so key because Steven Adams was one of the best offensive rebounders in the league, and Memphis without him was like the worst rebounding team in all of the NBA last year. But look at Edey here, just fighting for positioning. He clears this defender out of the way. He's in a terrible position to get this thing. Edey's always keeping his eyes locked on the ball, tracking that thing, and you can see he's just got the wingspan. This thing takes a couple bounces, a weird hop, and Edey still, just because he's so big, can corral that thing in. And he's so strong that even under some duress, some pressure. He sticks with it, bodies this guy out of the way, easy putback. And here's another example of Edey's putback game and the offensive rebounding, just cleaning up on the glass. He's going to be one of the best offensive rebounders along with the screen setting stuff, truly from day one. Just again, with his size, with his nuance, with it all, with his strength. These are NBA ready to go skills at an elite level from year one. And this is some of his post-up stuff. I didn't add any post-ups where he was just sheerly dominating his defender because we've already all seen that. I want to showcase his touch. So these next two clips are both like hook shots where Edey's touched. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Look at him backing down again. This is on Donovan Clingan, one of the best rim protecting bigs in the nation. Just backing him down. I like his footwork a lot, and nothing crazy on this instance. I wish I added another post-up clip or two so I could show like his footwork as well. But like the touch is so impressive with Edey. This is such a big separator between him and a lot of other big post-up bigs, whatever you want to say, like 7-footers. His touch is like really special. Not only on these hook shots, but just what he does at the free throw line. Like you see it all over his tape. The touch is really, really encouraging. And it's not only with his right hand. Look at him with his left as well. This is to start off their Final Four game against NC State. Backing down DJ Burns. Gets right into a lefty hook. This is something he's recently added to his game. And overall, just like a dominant interior scorer. The post-ups, he was excellent despite crazy usage. He had over a 30% usage rate. Purdue's offense was solely based off getting him the ball in the post, and he was still amazing. He was great on the offensive glass. He was underutilized as a role man, but clearly very efficient. This is something he's going to do a lot more often in the NBA, which I'm very excited about. And overall, just look at the numbers, okay? Look at these numbers. I tweeted this out the other day. He's a special interior scoring prospect, one of the best we've seen so far over the past 5 years. Like dating back to the Zion, John Morant class. 85% on the rim on like a 32% usage rate. He was constantly getting doubled, and he was still shooting 85% at the rim. At some point, that's more than sheer size. That's also elite bag of post moves, great footwork, great touch, some of these things that I've all displayed with Edey already. The post-ups too, I want to talk more about this at the end, but it's really just a bonus. Like, I know teams don't run post-ups very often in the NBA. Like, we're not running an offense through post-up bigs unless you're like Joel Embiid. However, it's all a bonus with Edey. Like, he'll make most of his money on the offensive glass, screening, and being a play finisher off the roll. Anything he brings you as a post-up big, which will be something, is going to be bonus stuff. Like, if the matchup's there, you can get him some post-ups. If he's running on the second unit, it could be kind of effective source of offense. He'll run like a few post-ups a game. Like Jonas Valanciunas runs like 3 to 6 post-ups a game. I think Edey could have a similar diet, and it's going to be efficient offense. And defensively, he is far from lumbering. This is why I hate when people compare him to like Luka Garza and some of these other bigs that produce for 4 years and then do nothing in the NBA. Like, first of all, Edey is just way bigger than all those guys, way stronger, better screener, better rebounder, but he's also a far better rim deterrent. Look at him on this play. Let's back this up a little bit. Here, he's playing the drive and the dunker spot, the roll man, in Donovan Clingan. So he plays this drive, gets him to pick up his dribble. Now he's retreating back to Donovan Clingan in case there's some sort of lob here. And he still manages then to get back when the shot gets up and block this shot. And it's not over yet. Again, this is in the national championship game against UConn, by the way. So he's going to deny Donovan Clingan any sort of entry pass, any sort of good positioning, sees the drive coming, gets over and help, and just swallows up this shot. Edey is awesome. Like, I know he's not the best mover in space. I know he's never going to shoot threes, but he is still a fine enough passer. He's a good free throw shooter. He's a awesome offensive rebounder. He's a great rim deterrent, amazing screener. he checks off all the boxes that Steven Adams left behind that really needed to be filled, because you need a guy that can screen and roll with Ja Morant. It's a perfect fit. You need that with his skill set. They could use an extra body, more rim protection besides Jaren Jackson Jr. And rebounding wise, they were the worst in the league last year. And Edey is going to be huge in getting them out of that gutter. But again, like the post up stuff, it's going to be a bonus boost of offense. He's still going to be a plenty positive impact player without being super post up reliant. Granted, again, it will still be there. So again, he checks all the boxes that Steven Adams leaves behind. Plus, there's like a little bit of star equity there. I mean, the interior scoring is special. If that translates to the league, I think he's going to be a very good interior scorer and interior finisher. But if it somehow reaches like a 95th, 100th percentile outcome, Edey is going to be easily a top like 3 player in this class. And again, that's like his ceiling. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be a star. I think I project him to be more of like a very good, again, screen, roll, rebound, drop coverage big. He's going to be very good in that role. He's going to return value here on this 9th overall pick. And it's exactly what the Memphis Grizzlies need.